Go, go, go.
Okay.
Yeah.
We back.
We back.
Woo woo. All right. Well,
welcome back.
Welcome back to the 5K podcast. We're recording on a Sunday, and coincidentally, our topic is why people our age don't go to church.
Yeah. What do you think Well, I know you and your brother, and even my mom and her siblings, they probably feel a certain way about this topic because they were, quote unquote, forced to go to church.
Yeah.
It was like...
I mean, in our age group, me and my
allowed.
brother were 80s babies. So,
yeah.
80s, I guess, older millennials is the technical
term.
age group.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think when you grow up in the church, like we were required to go to church until we were 18.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just like we went on Sundays. Like we went to Bible study, choir practice. We're a part of the youth group. So that means Saturdays we had to go to church. The majority of our weeks were spent with our mom at church.
So all the little knickknacks, the little dances or whatever y'all had. Oh,
yeah, bells. We had a bell
y'all had
ministry.
So y'all was
ding.
So y'all was in church from December 1st to December 31st.
December. We would even go on New Year's Eve.
Oh my God.
For the watch night service.
Oh my God.
I will say honestly, like, it's kind of it. Part of me is like, I'm glad I went to church because I've met it exposed me to people outside of like my school, the people that I went to school with.
Yeah.
It exposed me to being around black people because I didn't go to predominantly black schools, so it exposed me to that.
Yeah.
And that culture. I would say though that after a while, the conditioning of church that happens, I don't think it's something that was trying to be done to me, but I think over time you do get conditioned, just like when you're in school you get conditioned to performing and getting a grade for your performance, your academics. So I think the same thing happens with church, where you are expected, there's these expectations of you that are placed that you necessarily weren't trying to be involved in or weren't trying to buy into them. So so I would say it has, and I had a conversation with someone about this, it has contributed to my insecurities because I've always had to like second guess myself. Like I always had to wonder, not even thinking about what God would think, but like what other people would think. And I think if I didn't go to church so religiously, I don't think I would be so concerned with how other people viewed me,
Yeah.
Because there is this like, don't do this, don't do that, or it's like my mom went there, my grandmother, my grandmother's sisters, like, so it's like I had so much family in the church also, and people that knew me from when I was little, that when I became an adult or even a teenager, it was like I couldn't shake, being that little girl that they saw.
Yeah.
So I had to kind of...
Oh, that's little Connie.
Yeah, it's like, it was always like, oh, look at little Connie. It's like, no, I'm grown. Like, even when I would go back for, like, Easter, like, say, like, after we had Cameron, I'd go back for Easter, and there's, like, this pressure and, like, just this expectation. So, I would say for me, I don't go to church for that reason, because it was just too much pressure throughout my whole life, that now that it's my choice, I don't go because I don't want to I don't want to expose my kids to that, like I don't think it was a healthy environment for me, and I don't think every child is capable of breaking out of that pressure. So I
Yeah.
feel like I was very fortunate in being able to break out of that pressure and being very like, I want to live my life for me. And I don't, I do have a relationship with God, and I'm very proud of, that He has brought me to this point. But I really don't think that the church environment is for everyone. Like, if people need to be around other people and be in that like environment of, community and camaraderie, I think church is great. But I, for one of, I grew up in that, and I wouldn't say for my age group it was very like a camaraderie. It was always, we were forced to do things. So when you're growing up and you're forced to do it, well, when you have a choice, you don't want to do it. Like,
No.
no, I don't want to have to. I mean, it's kind of like if you have to eat the school lunch and then they give you a choice of, well, do you want to go off campus or eat the school lunch? You're going to go off campus.
Yeah, like
You're not going to stay. Like, fuck that. Excuse me. So I don't know. Like, I feel sad because kind of like, I probably could have had closer relationships with some of those people that I did grow up with in the church. But it's still that pressure there. Like, even in my 30s, going back, it's like, you should be doing this and you should that. And it's like, well, I'm fucking grown. So what I should do is not. And just because and a lot of people are going to church for like selfish reasons. Like, they want to be, they want to be in charge of something. And I feel like a lot of those ladies they don't have a job, or they don't have like some, it's like single old lady. They don't have someone at home to kind of like, involve themselves with. So it's like their whole life experience and day to day and social, experience is church.
Yeah.
And those people, it's just like with someone with a job. It's like, if your whole life is your job, then something's wrong with you.
Yeah.
And it goes the same with church. Like, if your whole life is church, like, you don't have any other interactions outside of that, then that's kind of sad,
Yeah. Wake up, go to work, or you're waking up and you're going to church. That's just...
Yeah, and then you want to treat people crazy like it's an obligation. This is volunteer, right? Like people don't get paid. And then, I don't get paid to be here.
And then it seems like I wasn't the one that was forced to go to church. So when we did go to church and I was able to see and recognize things, I felt like I always found drama. Yeah. Oh, the choir director is sleeping with the such and such. And now they got a kid together, but the lady that he was messing with is married to the deacon.
Right.
Like it's always like some mess. Like, right. And you're just like, is this church or is this...
Right, like I think
the college down the
right.
down
like
the
I
way.
think some people like forget the fact that at the end of the day, yes, it's church, but it doesn't mean that everybody's holier than thou. It doesn't mean everybody's Jesus. Mm-hmm. Like these people are still human beings. Yeah. And they're gonna make mistakes, but I also feel like on the one side of like being a patron of church, you have to, have room for forgiveness of, okay, these people are human. They're going to make mistakes or they're going to say the wrong thing. And you have to allow space for them to redeem themselves. But I also think on the flip side, if you're a preacher or you're a director of some program in the church, then you should also understand that these people are here for God. They're not here for you. Yeah. Like, they're not here to be at your beck and call. They're not here for you to push them around and boss them around either. Like, at any point in time, they can leave. They're really there to have a relationship with God. It's not necessarily to see you and boost your ego.
And that's like the reason, like, I've heard this from several different people in our age group. It's fine that there's a collection plate. You know what I mean? Let's get on that side. Let's get on that part of the subject matter. There's fine that there's a collection plate, but why do we need to see the collection plate 5 times?
Yeah.
Like, I literally came in here with the $20 that I was gonna spend. And you want to try to get $100 out of me? Like,
yeah.
First of all, I didn't pull that much money out the bank. Secondly, I don't have that much money to be just giving. Like, and I heard on something that I was watching, which made me bring up this topic, is he was like, "Hey, does your church ask you for your W-2s?" And the guy looked at him like he was crazy. He was like, "What?"
What?
Yeah, he was like, "Yeah, the church that I was going to asked us to bring in our W-2s." And he was just like,
"Oh no."
He was just like, "I'm not doing that."
They're living foul.
He was like, "You're not, first of all, what you're not getting ready to do is tell me how much money I should be giving you."
Right.
And you don't know my living situation. You don't know how many kids I got. You don't know nothing about me. I mean, it's kind of not your business what's going on. You don't know how much my electricity is.
Yeah.
If I got 6 cars and I'm paying on all 6 cars, you don't know nothing.
That's
like,
yeah.
Like, it's really none of your business how I'm running my life, as long as I'm able to pay my bills. But what you're not going to do is have me bring in my W-2s.
That's a little extreme.
And then tell me, "Oh, I see you're making such and such amount. You're making $2,000 a week. So you should be giving a certain percentage prior to me taking care of my obligations at the house." No, that's not happening. Yeah. That's crazy.
Well, I mean, tithing to me is like, that's what it says in the Bible. Like, tithing is supposed to be 10%. But at the same time, I feel like it's a more private thing. Like, that should be, like, when they do the tithing part in the church, at least the church that I went to, like, you had envelopes, so no one actually saw what you gave, or you write your little check and put it in the envelope.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So really, the only person that knows really what you gave is the person that counts it, the next day, basically. But it's just like, but even that, it's like, it's supposed to be private. It's not, it's because it's kind of like you're tithing, and God knows, so you're tithing a certain amount, and God already knows, like, why you're tithing that amount. It's for your blessings, and you're thankful to Him. Not, I'm going to tithe because preacher needs a new car.
And I think what people are failing to realize is they're like, well, when they go in that envelope and they'll see like a $3 tithe, oh, well, that person's trying to be cheap. How do you know that person's trying to be cheap?
Right.
You know how many people I've actually seen get off of a bus?
Right.
And walk to church?
Well, and I think that's what goes, to me, goes back to the whole, like, you, like, as a pastor, or as someone who works in the church, like, you should be, like, if you see that, then, I mean, you have the right to ask the person, like, "Hey, is everything going on?" You know what I mean? Like, hey, like, maybe they need prayer. Maybe they need, someone to talk to about their situation. You know what I mean? Maybe they are going through a tough time, and that's your kind of window into, oh, they only tithe this much this week. Like, what's going on? Let me reach out to them. Like, maybe they need help.
Yeah, but...
like, don't use it against them.
But don't also try to put down Sister Mary. Mary is daggone... Mary is daggone 70-something years old, and her husband have been tithing $50 ever since forever.
Yeah.
Well, Sister Mary's husband's not here anymore and hasn't been here for 18 months.
Yeah.
So now she's falling back on the $50. She's like,
yeah,
let's do 15. Because now that income, yeah, it was coming in at first, but now it's not coming in anymore.
Yeah.
Like, there's a whole different set of circumstances that happens with a person's death. Yeah, that person's income is not coming in, or Sister Mary got a lump sum, so she's pinching off of it. Like, legit, I'm not trying to spend all this money that I got from my husband's death.
Dang, I got a little sad. Like, dang, where's Sister Mary?
You know what I'm saying? Like,
we're talking about a hypothetical person.
Yeah, but it's like, it's people are so daggone stuck on their own what I want for the church. They're not
Yeah.
thinking about the individual person.
Yeah.
Or, like I just said before, the person that got off the bus. Oh, well, you should have money because you don't pay a car note, or you don't pay insurance, or you don't pay gas. That is not what that means. What that means is I don't have the money to buy a car, to pay for gas, to pay for like.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's why I'm giving you this.
Back up, son.
That's why I'm giving you this much. I'm giving you $5.
Yeah,
Like
that's
crazy.
what I got right now.
That's all I can afford to give you.
Like
Because if I give you
I'll give more.
Well, yeah. Like if I gave you more, then how am I gonna eat for the next 2 days? You know.
Peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah, and some people. I remember back in the day. It was right when Lisa had Lamar. She would sometimes go to work to eat. And she worked at rallies. That is not healthy. That's like working at McDonald's. You go to work to eat.
But them fries though?
The fries would be yeah.
I go to work to eat.
But to this day, I bet you cannot pull up to a rallies with Lisa in the car. She won't get nothing.
Man.
She will not buy anything.
Fries.
I don't care what it is. The fries, the little parfaits.
Is that how you feel about KFC?
That's how I feel about KFC. I can't.
That's why you don't like. That's why you don't like KFC.
Yeah, because I used to work there.
But I mean, the pot pies, babe.
I cannot. If you were to find a person who used to work at Jack in the Box, they don't eat Jack in the Box.
Oh, Alana used to work at Jack.
He don't eat Jack in the Box, do he? He probably does not eat Jack in the Box.
Probably.
He does not. And there'll be.
Hey, fool, if you watch this, do you eat Jack in the Box?
No, he probably does not. He probably does not eat Jack in the Box. He'd be hungry than a hostage and drive right past it too. Just.
I mean, that's weird because I just love ice cream.
I mean, well, that's different though. If you worked at Baskin Robbins, I'm pretty sure the people that work there, eat the daggone ice cream, quit, go back and still eat it because it's ice cream.
Yeah.
But it's something about fast food.
You know what? Because I mean, although when we worked at Sports Arena and I had to do the pizza stand every now and then, I really was like not feeling pizza for a little bit. Yeah. So I kind of get that because a few times that they were we made too many pizzas. And they were like, "You want to take this home?" And I'm like, "No, fool! Like I already had a slice for lunch." Like,
and that's what it was.
Take that shit home.
And that's what it was at KFC. They were promoting the fact like, hey, just eat the food here, and don't go nowhere, so you could actually have a full 30 minutes. So we would do that, but then after a while, it got to be like, I don't want no chicken.
We shouldn't encourage Cameron.
Like, I don't want no chicken. I mean, on one hand, he gets a check, and then later on in life, he'll never eat the fast food again. So, health reasons, go work there. I mean, I promote that.
Oh my gosh. But, Sister Mary, I really got sad about that.
Sister Mary.
And she's not even a real person.
Yeah.
It's just Sister Mary's real somewhere, but
it's just terrible. Like there's
why is that?
There's so many scenarios. I don't know. And I know you have to pay the electricity bill. I know you have to pay the heating bill to have us all here.
Yeah. Ooh, that AC. You need that AC in the church.
I also have to pay my own.
True.
You know, like we're down here and we're hot, but we live in the same city. So what do you think I got when I go back home?
I'm burning up too.
Yeah, so I'm gonna pay mine first.
Mr. Man.
And I don't think the Lord put us on earth for us to suffer for one person to be comfortable. I think He put us here for everybody to be comfortable.
You know what? Let's continue with that because I have
it's like
aside from the whole church thing, not going to church thing, which I don't have any more points on that.
Yeah.
I really do truly believe I say I'm a spiritual person, I'm not a religious person. But I truly believe that God didn't create us in earth for us to struggle. Like, I feel like he makes the struggle to go through things and experience things and learn things. But I just don't understand people that are still like going through the rat race of a struggle mentality and don't, fight to find a way to pull themselves out of the struggle. The struggle hamster wheel. Like, people that don't, like, they'll just sit there and complain the man or complain, like, the government is the one that's out to get them or out to, but they'll still pray. And they'll still, like, pray and pray for things to get better, but then also blame the man, like, oh, it's because the government does this, or it's because the white man doesn't want me to succeed, you know what I mean? But then we'll still, like, sit there scrolling on TikTok, scrolling on Instagram and all these other things, right? Watching Netflix, binge watching shit, but then doesn't actually seek out any information to change their situation. You think that God created the internet? Like, yes, God didn't create the internet, but He put that in someone's brain for it to be created.
Right.
That's what I believe. So if He put that out there for someone to create the internet, so then we can all, like, connect and share information, you don't think that there's that information to fix your situation out there?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's what, like, that's the thing I don't understand.
I mean, and that's why
about certain people.
That's why the government is trying to take TikTok away, because if you get on the correct side of TikTok, if you start following certain people, you're going to get a bunch of stuff that I get. I get a bunch of politics stuff. I might have a couple of different, this cop did this, or this cop did that, or this Karen. Mm-hmm. But I be AOC. I have a lot of her stuff on here. I have a lot of governors on my daggone. Oh. So I watch a lot of political stuff.
Yeah. For the both of us.
Well, yeah, because
I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
But I mean, just like ways to make money, business stuff, like legitimate ways to make money. Like, I feel like people don't seek that stuff out, but then they still want to sit there and complain. And it's like, but you weren't meant. You started out as kings and queens. You know what I mean? Like, that's how we started. And now you're struggling, right, in this century, but there's so much information that you have access to.
Yeah.
That if you just took the 1 hour a weekend, 1 hour a day, whatever it is, 30 minutes a day, to just seek out the information that you need, because it's there. It's just you have to look for it. You would get out of your situation. You would find a side hustle, and I'm not talking about going on fucking Black San Diego and asking, hey, anybody got a, like, fuck that. Like, no, like, legitimately seek out information. Don't go on Facebook groups and try and ask for help.
What people
educate yourself.
What people don't realize is you don't really need to find a side hustle.
Yeah.
You could just do what you're doing, but do it by yourself.
Yeah.
There's really no reason to seek out a side hustle. Like your brother does, he worked for a plumbing company. Now he does his own plumbing.
Right.
I did the trucking. I'm in trucking, did my own trucking thing for a while, and you make all the money yourself.
Yeah.
If you are a cook at the Marriott, the Sheraton, etc., Lowry's, you could start making food and making plates and selling it on the side.
Hey. Yeah, I mean,
$20 a plate, that'll add up.
And everybody has a skill set. I believe that everybody has a skill set, and maybe not a creative skill set, but a skill set that they can turn into some kind of business or hustle. Of their own.
Yeah.
That they could take ownership of eventually. If you would actually look at what skills you inherently have. Like every job that I've worked at, I can pinpoint something that I've learned from that job that I've gathered. It's in my little tool belt, and I take it, because people can't take your knowledge. Like, once you work at a place, you have the knowledge to do that job anywhere.
Yeah.
And most jobs have some element of customer service. Most jobs have some element of communication.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, so take those skills and transfer them. There's always a transferable skill from every job that you could transfer to working for yourself. You know?
Yeah. It's kind of like when I was gonna do the security thing, but remember it was one of the two. I can't remember which one it was. It was Nick and Jose. Mm-hmm. One of them was like, I don't know if I want to do it because they were too scared. I think it was Jose because we needed 3 people because you needed to cover 24 hours, so you need 3 people to do that, and we couldn't get him to come on, so we were just like, me and Nick were just like, fuck it, but we were gonna get our own security thing. We already worked together as a team of 3. Yeah. And then, of course, there was a whole nother team of 3 people, but we knew each other and how each other worked. So we were like, well, let's do this by ourselves.
Yeah.
And we found out how much people were paying security guards. We were going to just go ahead and just charge the same amount. Like,
yeah.
You know, like, what are we going to, or maybe a couple dollars less, but still, we would have still been making more money doing that than what we were doing working for the company that we were working for.
Yeah.
Because they were charging at the time, I'm pretty sure it's way more now, but at the time it was like $45 per person.
Yeah.
So we would have probably went in there, hey, we'll do 40 per person and literally just take the whole 40 to ourselves for the 8 hours. And then him and then him. We was just going to work it like that. Yeah. And then it would have been
golden.
It would have been fine. Like, and then once we needed to pay for something, we would have just paid for the lion.
Did he ever say why he didn't want to do it?
He was just scared to do it.
That's it?
He was just scared to do it. He was scared to step out. I don't know if that's going to work. I'm like, you already do the job.
Yeah.
You already do the job for $14. Just come over here and do the same job for 40. But he was just too scared to do it.
Man, that's such a missed opportunity.
And we were so mad at him because his go-to thing was like, I don't know, because I have 2 kids. And I was like, I got 2 kids too. And Nick was like, I got 2 kids too. Like, everything you're saying, me and him got that you have.
Yeah.
You know, Nick had 2 girls. I had 2 boys. He had a boy and a girl. But he was just too damn scared to just...
What the hell is wrong with people, man?
Like, what the hell? Like, we are
you have to fight your fear.
We are in the same boat. And on top of that, we were going to work it to where we would have it on kind of like our days off. We were going to structure it in a certain way.
Yeah.
To where we would have it on our days off. So even if I had to stay longer, I'm still getting all the money.
Yeah.
However many hours I stayed on, I was going to get that money, and then the other person would come in and take over.
Oh, Lord.
That's how we talked about it. But I was just like,
and that was when we were in LA.
Yeah, I was like, dude, like, I could have easily done that.
I wonder where that fool is right now.
Jose? Who knows?
That was 10 years ago.
Yeah, who the hell knows? I was like, that would have been
so. You gotta take action.
You have to step outside your comfort zone. You can't get comfortable with what you have. Yeah.
Yeah, if you've been, I feel like because the way I am, it takes me maybe 3 to 5 years to learn a job where I could just do it. So I feel like if you've been working somewhere for 3 to 5 years, you know that job for sure. Mm-hmm. I would say start writing down every little skill that you have collected or learned from that job, and you'll find something that you could teach people. Even especially if you're like in an office job and you type really well. Sometimes people want things transcribed, like videos, audio. I mean, doing YouTube, people want transcripts of their videos.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's a skill right there. You could type. so much an hour.
There's a couple things I know of that I'm just like, but I'm just really not good at it, like cooking. Like if I came in to my 20s cooking, and that was what I just love to do. I just love to cook. I would probably. I'm not gonna say I'll have my own restaurant, but I'll have my own at least food truck.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God! And today,
because I have no problem with going into a spot and writing down their recipe. Like, it's not gonna put them out of business.
Oh my God!
I would write down their recipe in a real, especially if I worked at Chili's or something. I'm writing down all the baby back rib recipes.
Yeah, just tweak it, tweak it slightly, and make it your own.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I tried to tell your cousin to do. Like, he was just like, oh, I don't know if I want to, because the wing, what was it, Wing
Factory or something like that?
Wing Factory had just opened when we were in Spring Valley.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, they're hiring. Like, they seem, it was like a mom and pop type of place. They're Hispanic. They seem really friendly. Like, I was talking to the owner, and I was just like, oh, you should, you should apply. You have cooking background, easy. He's like, oh, I don't want to do anybody's other stuff. And it's like, but it's not even that. It's just work there. They're new. They're a brand new company. So it's like, you don't even know if what you come up with, they'll probably put it on their menu, for one, and allow you to test it out. Like, have a special. You could test out your food. Yeah. Without even having to break your own bank, because they're paying for it, basically. Or you just learn from them of how to cook wings in bulk, or how to, you know what I mean, or ratios of like mixing ingredients or whatever for the wings. And then do that shit on the side. Like, yeah, work at Wing Factory Monday through Friday, and then Saturday, Sunday, you sell your own damn wing plates.
Yeah, what he was failing to realize is it's a job to get a paycheck.
Right.
You just moved out here. You need to get a paycheck.
You have no rent.
Yeah. But you need to get a paycheck.
But you need to get a paycheck to pay for your own food, one, and then two, put gas in your car and pay your car note.
And to buy food to sell.
Right. So
I'm not about to sit up here and fund that. You got all this chicken that you want to cook. Well, yeah. I'm not about to sit up here and
trying to figure out, what do San Diego people like? San Diego people like food. We like to eat. Like, we just like anything new and that sounds good, we'll eat it.
But that's people.
like I know, but I would say San Diego and LA are very like foodie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if you put something in wing form or taco form, we will eat it.
But he was trying to figure out, what does San Diego like to eat?
What kind of flavors do they like? What kind of stuff do they like to eat? Dude, I had fucking at a market, at one of those pop-up like night market things, I had like some fucking Korean kimchi tacos. Does Korean and taco go together? No. Do I even know what they toss that chicken in? No. But have I ever eaten kimchi in the first fucking place? No. But the shit was good, and I don't know why. It worked.
Man.
And was it like $20? Yeah, but I got 3 tacos out of it, and the shit was fucking good as hell, and I was full. No. And it wasn't like the little street taco size. It was like not the 10-inch. I would say like maybe like the 8-inch flour tacos.
Mm.
Yeah, like that was a...
You got 3 of them joints?
Yeah. I was like...
Oh, shit. Anything
under $20. Anything I could just give you $20 to get that and a drink or something for $20.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone out here is going to complain.
No.
Give me a lemonade and 3 tacos. I'm good.
Especially if it fills you up.
Yeah, and like, it was good proportions. It was good flavor.
Like, hold on. That shit filled me up. It's not like real heavy, but it filled me up, and I got a drink.
Yeah.
I think that's what be kicking it off too. Like, hold on, and you gave me a drink?
Throw the drink in. I'm telling you.
Yeah, so him trying to figure out what San
what
Diego's
we like,
eat.
just fucking food, bro.
What did the people in Charlotte eat? What did the people in Boston eat?
Right.
What did the people in Virginia? I mean, because the motherfucker was all over the goddamn
Yeah,
country.
like just bring
So
that here.
So what did these people eat? Like you trying to figure out some type of cheat code, and the cheat code is it
There's never the
is
cheat
it
code is actually doing that.
is it done? Is the chicken done?
Yeah,
I
I
don't
just
want
need
to
my
bite
chicken
it.
cooked.
I don't want to bite into something and it's bleeding. Is it done? That's the cheat code. Are the fries?
I hate people that want shortcuts.
Did you cook the fries at 8 minutes instead of 6 minutes? I don't know. Whatever the amount of minutes is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the cheat code. What are you talking about? Like,
Dude, we don't need a cheat code. Like, I hate people that want shortcuts.
you want a daggone.
Like, but how do we get there like tomorrow? No, it's a 6-month program, bro. Like, yeah, but I'm trying to do this in a month.
Yeah,
I know I
but
could do it in a month. He said something that he was gonna try and get to manager in like a month, and I was just like, how about you just fucking start working, and then if you're good enough to make manager,
good.
then go ahead. Okay, great.
It sounds
Super.
good, but you have to actually start pedaling a bike before you can get downtown. I mean,
or you actually want to be there, because people that aspire to be managers actually want to be there. Like if you're just trying to have a job for money to get, you know what I mean, to get by and do your day to day to start your own thing on the side, you don't want to be manager. That's more responsibility for not even more money.
That's the type of time he was on. That's why I was trying to get him to just do security and that security job at night. Like, dude, you could do this job, and I forgot what they were paying. They were paying like $15 an hour for this night job. I was like, dude, and you're sitting in a complex, full of 100 and I don't know how many apartments. These people are asleep. Come 11 p.m., 11:30, these people are asleep. So essentially, you could go find a parking spot in between two cars and take your tail to sleep for 2-3 hours in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, I tried to tell him that. I was like, why don't you go work that job? You're getting a check, and then in the daytime, you can do what you want. And then on top of that, once you learn how the people in the complex, function, you could find your little cubby hole in your car, and you could go to sleep from like 2 to 6.
I'm about to run out of battery.
Oh my goodness. What in the heck happened?
It's just because the battery, I didn't plug it up when I'm here. Got back. My bad. But I'm still a little mad that this fool thinks we turned our back on him, but I can't even fathom that. We turned our back on you because you didn't want to do anything that we suggested.
You didn't want to do no job.
No job, no nothing.
I had an excuse for every job. I think I counted 22 jobs or something like that.
God.
It was a large amount, and this is no cap. It was a large amount like that. He had an excuse for every last one of those jobs.
Not to do it.
To not do it. I can't do that because I was like, you can't do security. Well, no, because if I do security, then I want to get the whole package. You get the gun, and I was like, you don't need all that because you're not trying to do that. You're trying to be a cook.
Yeah.
Why do you need to look like a cop when you're just trying to just get some money? Like, stupid, but
anyway, we kind of went out on a tangent.
Yeah. It was on church, and it went on to stupid folk.
Well,
but,
I mean,
but I guess
there are some stupid folks at church. I mean, shit.
I guess that's falling in line a little bit.
Yeah, it's just moral of the story. Don't be stupid. You can pray to God and not worship. Pray to God, not the preacher, and
Yeah, you could do church at home. Just
church at home.
Turn on.
It's recorded.
Turn on Joel Osteen if you need to, or Fred Price.
Listen to some Kirk Franklin.
I don't even know if he come on no more.
Just put on a Kirk Franklin album. You'll be good.
You'll be good to go. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Thank you for
Stomp. Hey. Oh, sorry.
Oh my God.
Go, go.
Thank you for watching and listening. Hopefully, so write a review on the audio version and in the video version. Give us a like and a comment, and we'll see you in the next one.
Peace.
Peace.